Good morning. So today's our topic is Introduction to IoT. So my name is Sravan. So Department of EC. So today we'll have an overview of what is IoT and what are the applications. Yeah, this is the mind mapping of Internet of Things. So this diagram shows like in what are the domains in which IoT is involved. Okay, so you see that each and every application that we see in day-to-day life, or we see in the hospital management or industry or any industry, the IoT is everywhere. Next slide please. See, what is IoT? So IoT is everywhere. It's not here and there. I mean, it's everywhere. Like it is in hospitals, it is in the industry, it is in any domain you name, there will be IoT. So, one second, previous slide please. Yeah. What is IoT? So it's a network of physical object devices, vehicles, buildings, and other items embedded with the electromechanical devices. So IoT, for understanding IoT, we need to have knowledge of embedded system, we need to have knowledge of communication system, we need to have knowledge of networking. So these are the minimum prerequisites to understand all about IoT. So this is about this slide shows about how the communication has been evolved. Okay, earlier we used to have only the communication between humans to human for the information of exchange, and then we have come across this World Wide Web, wherein we used to exchange the information through some email or through some web network, and then last one is about the social media, wherein we talk about Internet of People, where people are connected through the machines. Now the last one is about the Internet of Things, where the communication or where the information exchange is done with machine to machine. So here we see that the human involvement is very less. Okay, so what is the main purpose of IoT is to make the complex communication into very simplified manner, where the automation is coming to the picture. So we see that smart devices, okay, monitoring and controlling with the remote things are done in the IoT. So here identification, tracking, monitoring, metering, automation, actuation, and all those things will come into the Internet of Things. Okay, so this is all about the Internet of Peoples to Internet of Things from 2000 to 2020. Next. So where does the Internet has come? Okay, Internet has come from the it is introduced in the year 1999 by the British technologist pioneer Kevin Aston. Okay, so it's about the things communicating. Like thing can be anything from your simple wristwatch to the any other things. Okay, so the main objective is to combine the communication capabilities characterized by the data transmission. Okay, next slide please. So this is when the IoT is coming to picture. So IoT will have anytime connection, any place connection, anything connection. That means any device can be connected to the internet for remote monitoring or for control of the information at any place. Okay, so what is the devices that are involved in IoT? Can be smallest of the smallest device, like 4-bit device or 8-bit device or 16-bit device. It can be, it is not necessary the device should have only the electronic. It can be of any mechanical device also, but it will have two things. One is sensors, other thing is some electronic information, and some software will be running over the device. Okay, next slide. So we will be covering here is what is the main difference between machine to machine communication and what is IoT. Okay, so there is a small difference between machine to machine and IoT, and then we will see that what are the different domains, what are the pillars of main IoT. So these are the main pillars. So IoT mainly depends upon the number of sensors or actuators. It depends upon the what is the processors or controllers, and then depends upon the what are the different types of networks that are involved in the IoT. And we'll come across the one technology, cloud or big data, because all the devices that in the IoT will not have the capability of saving the information locally. So we may need to take cloud into consideration. Next slide. Next slide. So these are the other names for the different IoTs are machine to machine, Internet of Everything. So the same technology is named with the different vendors. Next. So the main characteristic, when do we say that the device is IoT? So it should have, these are the main characteristics that it should have. that the device should have the capability of dynamically and self-adapting, self-configuring, and the protocols that are involved in the communication of the device should have the capability of interoperable. That means because they are all of heterogeneous devices, they should have the protocols which are having the interoperable. That means independent of the machine. The device should have a unique identity, and all the devices will have to integrate it into the information network. Okay. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Next slide. These are the applications. Already we have discussed this one. So this one you see that the diagram shows about the different domains the IoT has into the existence. Like you see, smart cards, health monitoring, smart city, smart homes. See now, if we go to home, we want all the devices to be controlled by sitting at one place. Or before I go to my home, I want my devices at home to be switched on or to be controlled by remotely. Like for example, I want my AC to be on before I reach home, or I want my locking of the door should be open before I reach. Okay, so all that applications can be done with the help of the IoT. That domain is the smart home. Okay, this diagram also tells you about the applications in different sectors like service sector, citizen, and environment. Like smart healthcare. Like for example, nowadays we find very less time to monitor to look after our parents. So we want some environment in which I can check the condition of my elders. I can look after my elders, or I can take some action based on some parameters. So smart healthcare. That means we have different medical devices. So smart emergency management. Like for example, if an ambulance is stuck in some traffic, okay, so there should be some mechanism wherein automatically the traffic signal should be able to control by my vehicle. So there should be some communication before that vehicle reaches the traffic signal. Okay, so that means any proper communication we should have before I reach to that particular place. Smart emergency management, smart crowd management. So how do you want to control or monitor the traffic at particular place, or how to give intimation to the traffic information to the other vehicles that are coming over that place. Okay, smart city, smart office. Okay, like smart parking also is also one of the application of smart city. Okay, like before I reach to one particular mall, or I should know what is the availability of the parking, what is the traffic over that place, so that I can get some information about that parking information. I can take decision whether to go to the place or not. Okay, and next, so these are some of the specific applications like smart wearable tech. Like nowadays everybody has got that Fitbit watches, wearable watches, okay, which can monitor some of our health information, okay, like medical information of a particular person, like how much distance he has walked, or what is his health parameters. All that information can be controlled or can be monitored through some app, or even it can give some information to the concerned doctor if any abnormality is observed in the parameters. Okay, so these are all the applications of the IoT, wearable technology, healthcare. Okay, so what do we need to see about IoT? I mean, what are the challenges? What are the issues that are there in the IoT? So these are the main issues. We want all the objects to be connected for an entire time, for entire lifetime of the device. Okay, it's not like that the device is working here and it's not working somewhere, or it is working in the morning or working in the night. No, it should be available for throughout the time. And the what type of communication model is suitable for IoT? Okay, so there are different types of communication models like client server model or publish subscribe model. Okay, wherein the different clients will be interacting with the server. Okay, so what type of model is suitable for the IoT? Okay, so how do we address? How do we identify? Okay, what is the security? Because anything that is onto the internet, we know that there may be a problem with the privacy and security. So how do we address the challenges in the IoT? So these are the main issues that has to be arising. Okay, so depending upon the requirement, the applications, different applications, different communication models are suitable in the IoT. So what is the main object of IoT? It has to connect to offer new services around people, and we can also call as network of things, because earlier internet means it's only is all about the computers getting connected, but now every object can get connected to the internet to get it some services. Okay, so these are some of the inanimate and animate. Okay, these are the movable. So now we can track our vehicle, where it is parked, and what is the place around my vehicle. All that can be done with the Internet of Things. Okay, so smartphones, personal PDA, personal assistants, all these will come into the movable. So what are the basic communication? See, earlier there is if I want to switch on the light, simply we used to have the traditional switches, or some using some communication also I can switch on the lights. I can, depending upon the mood of the person, we can change the intensity of the light. Okay, so smart switches has come into picture long back. Okay, so there is one example of device to device communication model. Okay, next. So this is the, see, IoT involves networking, so it has got different applications has come into picture. Okay, so one of the applications we see here is COAP, which is one of the application protocol, because traditional protocols cannot be used in the IoT because of the constraint in the hardware, constraint in the capabilities. So we need to go with a specific protocol, specific IoT protocols. One is COAP, Constrained Application Protocol. So mainly we'll be going with the user datagram protocol because of its less footprint. Okay, so yeah, this is the we see that IoT has gone to the 100% usage in case of smart homes. Okay, and up to 63% in case of wearable IoTs. Okay, in case of smart cities, still it is extending. It is only up to 34% now. Okay, so industrial internet, connected cars. So connected cars means Tesla cars, which the car can drive without drivers. Okay, that has not coming to the complete existence, but still the research is going on. Connected health. Okay, wherein different health monitoring devices can be get connected to get the vital information of the patient and can be communicated to the doctor. Smart retail. See, nowadays everything is about the machine learning and is all about the sensors. So all that sensors will be placed in the malls to get the information of the commodities or the shortage of the commodities, and all that will be processed and they will have a proper information for decision making. Okay, smart farming still has to come into and it is only 1% is used. Okay, next. So these are the, any IoT you take, these are the main pillars of the IoT. So any IoT you take, there will be some sensors depending upon the requirement, and there will be some processors. The processor can be of 4-bit, 8-bit or 16-bit depending upon the what is the requirement, and there will be some protocols. As already said that IoT is all about, not about the traditional systems, CPUs that are used. They will be using the either 4-bit or 8-bit, or controllers will be using. So depending upon that, we use different protocols, and sometimes we may need to take into cloud into consideration for the requirement of storing the information, as locally the device has got shortage of memory and bandwidth. So because of that, we may need to use the cloud for the services. And also data analytics also is one of the big sector that is very much came into for analyzing the data. Next one minute. So sensors, as the name itself says, it is nothing but a something which converts physical parameter into the electrical parameter. Okay, the sensors can be of different things like pressure, humidity, gas. Okay, so sensor can be from minute to the, so apart from sensing the information, we need to convert that into proper equivalent values, signal conditioning circuit, and then we will convert into voltage and circuit for monitoring. Okay, so this diagram shows about the how a sensor senses physical parameters and it converts into some electrical parameters. Okay, which are used for the controlling. Next. So these are the some of the sensors which are generally used by the IoT. So we have sound sensors, we have relays. Okay, we have flame sensors. Okay, these are the some available in the commercial. Last slide. last slide. Actuators. Okay, these are the some of the development boards that we have. Next slide. Arduino and best. Yeah. Next. 4 slides. Next. See, these are some of the end devices that generally we use. That is Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and depending on the application required. If you are going for a simple application, we can go for the Arduino. So these are the development boards where we can verify and experiment and check for the analysis. Okay. So there is a lot more to go into the IoT. So we can see these things in our IoT subject. So this is some of the differences. Okay. So these are all about the protocols. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We'll see in detail about this subject in our subject. Thank you.